Have you noticed how your body can be sitting still, yet your mind keeps running like it is late for something? And have you noticed how you keep chasing peace, but peace seems to show up only when you stop chasing? Welcome back to the channel. Settle in, and let us take this journey together. Today we are going to explore the simple truth. First, calm is not something you force on top of stress. Calm is what appears when you come home to the present moment with kindness. Second, ease is not laziness. Ease is wisdom in the body. The kind of wisdom that stops feeding suffering and starts nourishing compassion. Take a slow breath in, and a slow breath out. Let the breath be natural, not dramatic. If you are sitting, feel the chair holding you. If you are lying down, feel the bed holding you. If you are standing, feel the ground holding your feet. Notice that support is already here, even before you do anything. Many people think meditation is about emptying the mind. They think they must stop thinking, stop feeling, stop remembering, stop worrying. Then they sit down and the mind does the opposite. It thinks more, feels more, remembers more, worries more, and they conclude they are doing it wrong. But there is another way to understand the practice. The practice is not to become a perfect, quiet person. The practice is to stop fighting what is here. The practice is to recognize that peace is not somewhere else. Peace is in the simple act of arriving. Arriving in the breath, arriving in the body, arriving in this moment. That is already a deep teaching. Let me tell you a story. Imagine a person who has been holding a cup of hot tea all day. They never set it down. They carry it through rooms, through conversation, through errands, through worries. Their hand aches, but they tell themselves they must keep holding it. If they set it down, something will go wrong. If they set it down, they will fall behind. If they set it down, they will lose control. Then, at the end of the day, they sit at a table. The table is steady. It has been waiting the whole time. The person finally sets the cup down. Nothing collapses. The world does not end. The tea is still there. The hand relaxes. The person realizes they did not need to hold it the entire day to prove they cared. Your mind is like that cup. You hold it too tightly. You carry it everywhere. You think the grip is responsibility, but the grip is often just fear. So tonight, or today, you practice setting the cup down. Not forever, just now. Now return to the breath. Notice one inhale. Notice one exhale. If it helps, make the exhale slightly longer. A longer exhale is a gentle signal to the body that it can soften. Now notice the face. Let the forehead soften. Let the eyes rest. Let the jaw unclench. Let the tongue rest. The face is often where we hold hidden effort. When the face softens, the mind often follows. Now notice the shoulders. Let them drop. Many people carry invisible weight here, like they are always preparing for impact. Tell the shoulders they can rest. At least 1%. Now notice the hands. Are they gripping? Are they clenched? Are they braced? Let them become open. Let them become heavy. Let them be held by gravity. Now notice the belly. Many people hold the belly tight as if being human is something to hide. Let the belly be soft. Let it rise and fall with the breath. This is a simple doorway into ease. Ease is not a big event. Ease is a small permission repeated. Now, you might notice thoughts. Thoughts about what happened today. Thoughts about what might happen tomorrow. Thoughts about a person. Thoughts about a mistake. Thoughts about a plan. Thoughts about a fear. Instead of wrestling the thoughts, practice a gentle label. Thinking. Then return to the breath. Return to the body. Return to support. Each return is not a failure. Each return is training. Each return is a step on the path. This is the practical side of cause and effect. What you practice grows. If you practice replay, replay grows. If you practice returning, returning grows. So we practice returning. Let me tell you another story. Imagine a small child learning to walk. The child stands. Takes one step. Falls. The child stands again. Takes 2 steps. Falls. The child stands again. Nobody yells at the child for falling. Nobody says you are broken. Nobody says you should already know. Everyone understands that falling is part of learning. Your mind is learning to walk in a calmer way. Wandering is falling. Returning is standing again. Do it with the same kindness you would offer a child. Now, calm and ease become deeper when we bring in compassion, not as a sentimental feeling, but as a steady attitude. Compassion begins with yourself. If you are tired, you do not have to insult yourself for being tired. If you are anxious, you do not have to punish yourself for being anxious. If you are grieving, you do not have to rush yourself through grief. If you are confused, you do not have to pretend you are not. You can simply say, "This is what is here, and I can meet it gently." Try this phrase silently. May I be calm. May I be at ease. If those words feel too big, make them smaller. May I be calm in this breath. May I be at ease in this moment. Now notice how the body responds to kindness. Even if you do not feel instant relief, kindness changes the inner atmosphere. It reduces threat. It creates space. And space is where wisdom appears. Now let us talk about suffering in a way that is very practical. Suffering often has 2 layers. The first layer is the pain that is real. A loss, a disappointment, a fear, a conflict, a fatigue, a memory. That pain is part of being human. The second layer is the extra pain we add by fighting the first layer. We say it should not be this way. I should not feel this. This must go away now. I cannot handle this. That fighting tightens the body and makes the pain louder. So calm practice is often the practice of removing the second layer. You do not have to love the pain. You do not have to approve of what happened. You simply stop adding the extra war. This is acceptance, not resignation. Acceptance is seeing what is real so you can respond wisely. So if sadness is here, allow sadness as sensation. Maybe it is in the chest or throat. Breathe with it. Do not drown it in stories. Just feel it. If anger is here, allow anger as heat or tightness. Ask what boundary is needed. Ask what value is being protected. Choose wise action later. For now, breathe. If fear is here, allow fear as a tightening. Thank it for trying to protect you. Remind it that you are here now. Take one slow exhale. This is calm. Calm is not the absence of emotion. Calm is the ability to be with emotion without being dragged around by it. Now, one of the simplest teachings about ease is this. You can do ordinary things with presence. You can wash your hands with awareness. You can drink water with awareness. You can walk with awareness. You can eat with awareness. You can listen with awareness. Presence turns ordinary life into a path. And when life becomes a path, you do not need to escape life to find peace. Peace is inside the way you live. Let me give you a simple daily practice that builds ease without requiring extra time. When you transition from one activity to another, pause for one breath. Before you open the phone, one breath. Before you respond, one breath. Before you stand up, one breath. Before you eat, one breath. That one breath breaks the trance of rushing. That one breath is a small return to home. Over time, these small returns create a calmer nervous system. That is cause and effect again. Small causes, real effects. Now, a common misunderstanding is that calm means you never feel disturbed. But even the calmest person can feel disturbed. The difference is what they do next. They return. They return to breath. They return to the body. They return to kindness. They return to wise action. So if you feel disturbed, do not add shame. Disturbance is part of the practice. It is the bell that reminds you to return. Now let us do a short guided sequence of ease. Feel the support under you. Inhale naturally. Exhale slowly. Soften the face. Drop the shoulders. Open the hands. Soften the belly. Feel the feet. Now label any thought that appears as thinking. Return to breath. Return to support. Return again. Now I want to speak about the idea of home, because ease is often the feeling of being at home. Many people live in exile from themselves. They live in the future. They live in the past, replaying. They live in an imagined version of themselves, performing. They live in other people's opinion, chasing approval. They live everywhere except here. So to practice calm is to come home. Home is the breath. Home is the body. Home is this moment. Home is the simple truth that you are alive right now. When you come home, you do not need to be perfect to belong. You belong because you are here. Now, if you are listening and you have been through difficult experiences, coming home can feel scary at first, because the body holds memory. When you slow down, you may feel what you have avoided. That is why we go gently. We do not force. We do not flood. We take one breath at a time. If you need to open your eyes, open them. If you need to change posture, change it. If you need to keep the practice short, keep it short. Wisdom includes pacing. Now, as we come closer to the end, notice what has shifted, even slightly. Maybe the jaw is softer. Maybe the shoulders dropped. Maybe the breath is slower. Maybe you feel a little more space inside. Do not chase a big outcome. Respect small shifts. This is how the path works. Before we finish, I want to share a reflection that can help you when life feels overwhelming. When you feel overwhelmed, you do not need to solve everything. You need to return to one thing that is real. One breath, one step, one sip of water, one kind sentence, one honest boundary, one small task. Calm is built from these small real things, not from grand promises. I have seen people change not because they found a perfect life, but because they learned to relate differently to imperfect life. They stopped feeding panic. They stopped punishing themselves for being human. They practiced coming home. They practiced compassion. They practiced letting go of what could not be controlled and focusing on what could. That is the deeper meaning of ease. Ease is cooperation with reality. Ease is letting the moment be the moment. Ease is living without the extra war. So take a breath with me now. Inhale, exhale, and quietly say inside, I arrive. I am here. If this helped you, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment with what you noticed. Share your story as well, because someone else might hear your words and feel less alone. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, take care.